Hello, this is Norm with WorkAtHomeGC.com, and this community website tutorial is for the PageMaker Excite Pro. Well, before I start, I'd just like to say something that has been on my mind today. If you happen to be living through the latest recession, maybe in a bombed out area with no jobs, now the bad news is that the cavalry is busy elsewhere. No use looking for the government to ride over the hill and save you. But the good news is that you can save yourself. What else have you got to do anyway? Well, I'm pleased to offer you one way out, and that's with your own community website. Now, I'm not promising a living, but I am promising that if you work hard at it, at the very least, it will be a source of extra income. But if you do take it to the logical conclusion, it could be a career for you. And when the clouds move on and the sun comes out again, you'll still have this website that you can keep and improve on for the rest of your life. It's yours to keep. Now, if you watch the front page video first, what I'm about to say to you will make more sense. It's pretty obvious that Excite Pro is the unofficial successor to front page. Now up front, the two things I'm not crazy about. First is save and replace. It's not as accurate as front page nor as flexible. However, there is a global save and replace. And it also uploads with traditional FTP. Now the only problem with this is that if you make a change to a global module, say a sidebar or a footer or something, even changing the information, even changing a period of information, it has to upload every instance of that page. So in other words, if you have 50 pages with sidebars on there, then you've changed the information on the sidebar, it's going to upload 50 pages. Well, that's not a tragedy or anything, but it just takes a little more time. Unlike front page and WordPress widgets, it uploads once. So, other than that, it's a marvel in a box. And there are tons and scads of things to recommend it for your community website. Well, grab a copy of the program and install it. Okay, boys and girls, now after you install Excite Pro and load it up for the first time, you're going to see a screen that looks an awful lot like this, although there won't be anything over here to start with. Well, the way you put something there is to go to Add Project and type in the name of your project. Now, project means this is a storage place for websites in a similar vein. So you can put more than one website under a project, but for our purposes, we're just going to do the one. We're going to call it Old Testy. And this creates your project. Next thing you want to do is add a website to the project, and this brings up this screen. Now you've got a choice to make. Do you want to make a blank website and start from scratch, or do you want to go from one of the templates? The templates are housed over here in these graphical little things right here. There are, I don't know how many there are, but there are tons of templates that you can look at and decide if you want to use it. Now, if you find something that looks kind of like what you had in mind to begin with, you could install the template and go in there and modify it. But what I'm going to do is just make a blank website to start with. And I'm going to call the website Old Testy. Well, obviously I can't show you every little thing about this PageMaker, but I tell you the truth, I wish I'd had me to show me this when I started, because it would have made a lot more sense a lot quicker. What you see here is page layout, web pages, other and publishing details. Well, the first thing we want to do is to lay out our website. Now, unlike front page, where a page contains all the information for that page, in Excite Pro there's a whole lot of different buttons you have to throw to achieve the same effect, although you can do a lot more with Excite Pro in a way. So the first thing I want to do is go down here to look over here, and you will see many choices you have. Some you will use, some you will not. The first thing I want to do is go to the main panel, and I'm going to set this to 1000. Okay? And the next thing I'm going to do is go up to the left panel, and I'm going to set that to 180. The reason being that your skyscraper banners, if you decide to use any, are 160 wide, and this will give me a little extra to play with. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right panel. I'm not going to use a right panel, so I'm going to get rid of it. So at this point, what I've got is the main panel and left panel, and we can preview it this way. Now, whatever design you choose, you're going to have to make sure that your header works for it. And I've already worked this out ahead of time, so I'm going to go back to the header, and I'm going to grab my image for the top of the website. And here you will have all of your graphical images once you get them, but I've got to go to the hard drive, and let's see, I'm going to pick out this banner that I've already made. Now we've got our banner up here. And I've got the banner centered. That looks pretty good. Let's go look at it. Okay, good. Now we'll go back. The next thing I think I'll do is go back and visit the left banner again. The first thing I want to do is give it a splash of color. So I'm going to click here, and I'll just pick this top one right here. Okay. Now we have a banner, a color down here. And were I going to use navigation links on the left hand side here, we can go in the designer and see that they would go at the top, and you can set that where you like. Looking in the menu settings here, you can pick different kinds of link modules here. So we'll choose this one. Now when we build pages, our links will go right here. But I'm not going to use the link banners. I'm going to automatic little link banner putter owners here. I'm going to make my own menu, so I'm going to take that off. Now so far when we preview it, you'll notice that I have a white background. Okay? We can fix that if we want to. What we want to do is go down here to page margins and set the background. And what the heck? Okay, preview. Now we've set our page width. We've got our page outlined. We've got the sheet, which is in the center, and that didn't take very long at all. I suppose the next thing we could do is run back over here and make a page. So we're going to move over to web pages, and we're going to add a page. Just that easy. And we're going to call the new page Old Testy. We could call it home page. We could call it anything we like, okay? Over here you see it says show on sitemap, and you have some other choices that you can make, which are grayed out, but we'll get back to that in a moment. So anyway, now we have the page set up, and we go into design, and we can put Old Testy. And you can choose a font. I happen to like Times, wherever it's at. Oh, it's up here. And we could go preview our progress so far. There we have that. Back to Excite Pro. And by the way, over here in the page layout, on the main panel, you can, using the menu, you can determine what the font will be. I made it Times right here, set for Verdana, but I can go here and tell it to do Times. You can set up all of these things ahead of time so that you know what you're going to get whenever you make a page. Let's go back and look at the left panel again. What about if I include links on the left panel and go back to the web page here, Old Testy, and look at page settings. Now I can show, now here, having done that, I can determine whether I want to show this on the left hand menu or not. Let's suppose that I click that and go back and look at preview it once again. And there it is. But again, I said I don't think I'm going to use this. So back to the old page layout, I'm going to remove that, and I might decide to come type it in myself. So I'll go to the designer, type in home, uh, and link it. Preview. Anyway, you can adjust these things and set them any way you like. So, and I want to show you something else. Back on the web pages, right clicking will give you tons and tons and tons and tons of options that you can do once you start building your pages. You have your design wizards. You have you can insert audio and video. Their own brand of widgets, feeds, social media. You can do forms, site search, just anything that you can possibly imagine. They've included with this program. So you can make a slam bang up good website that will be the envy of everybody using Excite Pro. Now, believe it or not, I have shown you the most important parts of Excite Pro, and the rest of it you can just go play with and have all the fun with. And I'll tell you something else though. They have tutorials. They have what they call the Essentials Manual and the tools, the PDF manual here. Everything you need to know is included in these manuals. You can have all the fun making this website that will last you a lifetime. And I don't think Excite Pro is going anywhere. So go ahead and look it over, think about it, and if you choose this program, I promise you're going to like it. I'll see you in the next video, which will be for WordPress.